Hi, I'm Dr. Gary Sachs, and I'm here with Theresa Schmidt, our nutritional therapist here at Sachs Wellness Center. And we're going to continue talking on about food today. So many aspects of food and the depth of how it involves us on a really deep cellular level. So one of the questions always seems to be, what's up with organic? You know, it costs more.
Mm-hmm.
I look at some of the other stuff. Some of the other stuff sometimes even looks better, you know. But
it's prettier.
Yeah, it's prettier. So,
mm-hmm.
So why should we get organic food?
Well, there are a lot of good reasons to get organic food. It is worth doing, and I do talk to a lot of people about this. You know, if you're going to eat food, real food, it should be as nutrient dense as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so organic is, as we were talking about, more organically or more nutrient dense.
Sure.
So even, and I tell people this, if you're not buying junk food, which is expensive,
mm-hmm.
you can afford to buy some organic food. And at least that food that you're eating would be more nutrient dense.
Sure.
So that's really important. That's an important part of it. So if you don't have a perfect diet, none of us do. If you include some organics in your diet, it's at least better.
Yeah.
So that's.
I try to say, as much as your budget allows, buy as much organic as you possibly can, mm-hmm. because the studies show it can be as much as 4 times the density of nutrients inside there.
Yeah.
And so people say, why do I need to take vitamins and all these supplements? Because the food you've been eating hasn't supplied what your body has needed for probably quite a while.
Yeah. And the companies that we get supplements from grow organically.
Yeah.
So that when they do concentrate that food, the food is nutrient dense in those supplements.
Yep.
So.
In fact, I don't know of anything that's more nutrient dense. You know, the main company that we use has been doing it since 1920.
Mm-hmm.
And their topsoil is feet.
Yeah,
you
10
know,
feet.
Feet in depth,
mm-hmm.
From them being so conscious of how they do things all these years.
Yeah. The other thing about organic food that is a huge part of this is that if it's organic, it has not been, there have been no pesticides used on it and no antibiotics. Mm-hmm. No hormones, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And in our country, the grains, particularly corn, wheat, some of that has been sprayed 6 times while it's been growing, 6 times with glyphosate, with mm-hmm. Roundup.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal. You cannot wash that off.
You can't get it off. It's in there.
It's
there. Inside.
The plant itself has been genetically modified so it doesn't kill it, mm-hmm. so it doesn't kill the plant. But the pesticide is also in the soil, so mm-hmm. nothing else around it can grow. So you really can't get any nutrients from the soil. It blows off into there's even some glyphosate found in organic, not as much.
It blows. Yeah.
They have found glyphosate in the umbilical cords of babies. Mm. That's how prevalent that is in our country. And I think it has a lot to do with why we can't break down our B vitamins anymore. A lot of people are non-methylators. Mm-hmm. And I do think that has to do with the glyphosate we've been exposed to in the last 15 to 20 years.
And that's even what they're doing on top as the plant is growing. Mm-hmm. Before that, the earth is getting chemicals, it's getting fertilizers that really are partial minerals that help a plant grow, but don't add to the nutrient content, of what we're about to eat.
Yeah.
And that's how, you go from the earth to what, as things start to grow and how they treat with that, and then it's finally picked and brought to us, and it looks pretty, mm-hmm. but it doesn't have much nutrient content to it.
Yeah. Yep. And the other thing that we have to be concerned about is, and we talk about microbiome a lot, the microbiome of our gut determines our health, determines our immune system. And so if our local soil is gone, the nutrient value of that is gone, the microbiome there is gone, we don't get it either.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so our gut is terrible.
Yeah.
It's
So many
a part of it.
corollaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
And an organic farmer will tell you that if the biome of the earth is strong, they don't really have to use things to kill off insects and
Right.
the invaders. It's like inside us, if our microbiome is strong, our immune system is stronger and we're able to ward off much more.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they so if they grow, they raise their crops, they raise their animals organically, they don't have to use the antibiotics because their animals don't get sick. They aren't keeping them too close together. And there's room so that animal is not taking in the glyphosate either, because if we eat a piece of meat that the animal is fed glyphosate, we're second generation glyphosate eaters.
Yeah.
So it's stored even that way. So they do spend more time, more money, more effort on raising their crops and their animals. And so yes, they do have to charge more, but it's well worth it. It is well worth it.
Yeah. It's probably a good time for us to put a plug in for local farmers wherever that's possible.
Yeah.
You know, hard for us in the winter, you know, where we live up here, but really anything we can get in, not only organic but local, where it didn't have to be picked early on and shipped and packaged and, you know, all of that the way that it is.
Yeah.
So.
And there are a lot of towns up here that don't have access. They don't have a Myers that has a fairly decent organic section. They've got, you know, other smaller stores. They don't have the ability to get that stuff easily. And so then the next step is do buy local. As much local as you can. If there's a local farmer, go to the local farmer.
A number of farmers up here are doing CSAs, you know, where you can get something as fresh as it could possibly be every week, you know, just freshly picked. So,
we definitely encourage that. And like I said, if you're not buying junky food, you can put a little bit more money into the better quality organic, or you know, as much as possible.
And we want to support those people. They're working hard, and what they're doing is like against the grain, so to speak. You know, I mean, the system isn't working in their favor, but they're really doing a service for all of us. So.
Yeah. So we definitely do recommend that people try to do as much of that kind of food, local food, especially in the summer. If you've got a local farmer down the street that's got a farm stand, you know, support that kind of activity.
And grow your own.
That'd be good too.
If you can.
Have your own garden. Yes.
So we hope this information is helpful for you. If you have questions or you want to reach out to us, you can by telephone, 989-732-7000, or through our website, www.saxwellnesscenter.com.